you don't know me, most of you do, but if you don't, I'm Tim Follos, Wilmington, born in Saranac Lake, grew up in Wilmington, member of the town board. We all know that Wilmington has the potential to grow into something even better than it is today, but our current trajectory is not the path to that goal. The formerly secluded town beach is now boxed in by a cookie-cutter development. The formerly wooded area where Francis Better's shop stood has been clear-cut for a self-storage facility. On almost every major road, there is growth and development, sometimes to the detriment of local residents. Communities don't change solely due to market forces and the decisions of investors. They also evolve based on the decisions of voters and elected officials. For nearly 100 years, American towns have routinely enacted zoning codes to protect the health, safety, and well-being of their residents. This general well-being can include scenic and aesthetic resources, as well as the existing character of the town. Not so long ago, we could have some confidence that our zoning code was up to the task of filtering out harmful or unwanted projects. Those days are over. While our previous code was written to protect the right to the quiet enjoyment of one's property, the town's unique natural assets, and the character of the community, our current code was written for a very different purpose. Our current zoning code, old code, new code. Our current code was written to grease the wheels of commerce in every part of town, not just in the central business district. Our current code was written with the goal of obtaining something that is in fact inevitable: growth. Efforts to strengthen our zoning code and enhance our planning and zoning board's ability to reject applications that would detract from everyday residents' quality of life, the community's appeal to visitors, or the prospects of locally owned businesses are long overdue. But even modest amendments to our zoning code are now dormant due to the adamant opposition of one town board member and the indifference of others. In November, just around the corner, we have the opportunity to change our focus and emphasize protecting and bolstering Wilmington's distinctiveness and its natural and authentic appeal. This should be done because it will benefit the residents who appreciate Wilmington as it currently is. It is also important to remember that the more generic a place becomes, the less compelling it is to visit. We do not need to grant every variance, approve every application, and always say yes. We should have the self-confidence and the self-respect to be much more selective. We can continue catering to those whose plans, goals, and agendas will provide residents and visitors alike with sustained summer soundtracks of chainsaws, wood chippers, bulldozers, and backhoes. We can continue listening to those whose plans, goals, and agendas promise shining seas of parking lots. We can continue being governed by those who, in a rush to profit from something, risk destroying it. Or we can start catering to those who, when they think about the future of Wilmington, hope for the type of town people visit to get away, not to find more of the same. We can start listening to those whose vision for the future of Wilmington is a town with a strong, deeply rooted, and prosperous community. A town growing patiently, not in a frenzy that erases the very things that make the place worth caring about. A town with quiet roads, peaceful evenings, neighbors known for decades, and a charming town center defined by its unique mom and pop shops. A town that is defined, perhaps most of all, by its serene and half-secret paths, brooks, trails, meadows, and shorelines. owned by the people of the Empire State, but for a moment, all your own. For some, Wilmington is a hometown. For others, it is a choice. For some, it is an ideal. It's time to start catering to the families who moved to Wilmington because of its picturesque, wholesome, and winsome appeal. It's time to heed the voices of those with deep ties to the community who feel disheartened by its trajectory and ignored by its leaders. It's time for a change. Wilmington is a treasure, and it's time for us to act on it.